Good afternoon. This is Hound Dog Steve, and we're back out in the garden, and we are planting potatoes today. I've got a couple of beds done here already, which I will show you in a second, and this one I'm just preparing so you can see exactly the process. Now this is not the only way to plant potatoes, of course, but this is the way I have always planted potatoes, certainly in these gardens, and I have had excellent results. Beds that have been done already, and there are 3 rows of potatoes in each bed, and they are different varieties. The first one is a white potato, which I have carried over for about the last 5 years now, so it is a good producer, and it's a nice small to medium-sized potato. I guess they get as large as about your fist, and but they come on quite quickly, so they're good as a kind of new potato. These other 2 beds, the one in the middle there is a Spartan, and this one here is going to be a yellow flesh potato. And as you can see, I've dug a trench here, and it's around about a foot deep. That's how much topsoil I have here on these beds. And so also what I want to do, because as you know I've been planting mustard, hot mustard, to deal with the fusarium problem, which is a fungus. It's everywhere, but you get flare-ups here and there. I think I imported it with some bad garlic, or maybe on some tomato plants. But anyways, it's been a bit of an issue, and I'm hoping the hot mustard is going to do the trick. So I really want to turn over this soil. And so what I'm going to do when I've got my potatoes in, I'm going to dig this top part here into the bottom, and I'm going to pull some of the bottom over onto the top, and that should ensure that I get a good mix up of the soil, the mustard as well mixed in, and as you can see, the moisture goes all the way down to the bottom. Over here is going to be my greenhouse, and so that's all going to be taken apart, rebuilt with hemlock as it stands. I'm going to turn all that soil over. I'm going to put hay underneath to fill it up, and then I'm going to build my hoop greenhouse in preparation for next spring. There you go, there's my friendly little robin. She's hanging around the garden because there's lots of worms being turned over. Okay, so here's the second row going in. I usually put them about a foot apart, and that usually gives plenty of room to grow either side. And now the next channel that I dig will be on the other side of that, and I will use that to fill in this space here. So I'm always moving the top soil to the bottom and the bottom soil to the top. See this over here, this ridge here, this is bottom soil. Okay, so I'm going to push that into this hole, so that will leave a gap there, and then we'll plant the potatoes and pull this over the top to cover that. So we are going to really shake up this soil and make sure that it's good and mixed. And this is something you should do all the time, just to make sure that your soil is consistent. And you can see by the texture, this is a very light kind of soil. This is exactly what potatoes love, this is what carrots love, because they find it easy to push their roots through and for the tubers to grow. So yes, I always get a good crop of potatoes, and I'm anticipating that what I'm planting right now I'll start eating these white potatoes in about a month, and these two beds will come on in the late summer and fall, and they will feed me through the winter time. Okay, so this is my worm composted horse manure, and as you can see, it is well composted. It's really just like soil, but full of nutrients and bacteria. And so also, as you can see, the potatoes are covered now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a few shovelfuls of manure onto the top of that bed, and I really do mean just a few shovelfuls. So what's important to know about potatoes is, although they do like good rich soil, they do not like to be over fertilized or over fed. And so as I say, all the potatoes are covered now with around about, I don't know, 9 inches to a foot of soil. I'm going to throw a few shovelfuls of manure onto that, rake that across so it's fairly even, and I will allow the rain to carry that down to the potatoes. And the reason you don't do too much fertilizer or manure with potatoes is you get a thing called a scab, potato scab. And they're like these little black warts on the outside of the potato. They're perfectly harmless and edible, however they're not very nice to look at. And so no direct application of fertilizer to or right against the potato. It needs to be somewhere away, and it needs to be well composted so it won't burn either. Okay. Anyway, this is the Sunday the 18th of June. It's lazy and hazy. We've got the threat of thunderstorms this afternoon. You can see some of the clouds going by, and I did see on the radar that we are going to have some severe thunderstorms tonight, and we already had a dose of hail the other day, and so I am quite concerned about that. Hail is not good. Anyway, this is just a short video catch-up, and I'm wishing you all a great Sunday, and hope that you are out in your garden as well. This is Hound Dog Steve signing off.